ar son a Saoirse. Taréistí agar agus ilúnse cor ar cuid fearr trína hagraíochta rúnda réabhlóideacha, brathráit is poblach na hÉireann, agus trína hagraíochtaí milíta oscailte ógaí na hÉireann agus arm cathacha na hÉireann, taréistí a riile a thabhairt go fáinne chun forbartha agus feithimh go rún daingean leis an bháil féin a foilsiú go trothúil tá sí ag ghlacu na fála sin anois agus le takeíoh óna chláán atá ar deoraíocht íbharacha agus go cógúlaithe Thomas an óra ach seasamtí ar an neartú leis féin ar an gcéad as tá sí ag búlú buile agus í lán dósach go méirí sí bua. Dearbhí méid gur geirí canasach do clíse a ceart muintir na hÉireann ar díolte na hÉireann agus ar cógt gan cost ar cinúis na hÉireann. Fuair gábháil an ceart sin atá a himirt le fada ag pobal agus rialtas eachtarnach, níor múg sí an ceart sin ná ní féidir í a bhúcú go brach ach le ddíthú muintir na hÉireann. Gach glón ar tháinig Jerry muintir na hÉireann a gceart a Saoirse agus a phlánas náisiúnta sé uaire le 300 bliain a nús a Jerry sí faoi arma. Ag seasamh dún ar an gceart bunú sin agus a deirbhú arís, dún faoi arm ó scór an tíal. Fógra míid leis seo, poblach na hÉireann ina stát ceanasach neamhsplách agus cuirimid ar meo féin agus beo ar gompanach arm I ngeall lena Saoirse, lena leas agus lena mórú I measc na náisiún. Dilíonn poblach na hÉireann agus éilíonn leis seo, díalteach muintir eile na hÉireann, idir fear agus faná. Rathaíonn an poblach Saoirse a creideamh agus Saoirse sibhialta có cearta agus có deisina go saránaí eile agus dearbhíonn go rún de éiceann chun seán agus sonas an náisiún eile gan páirtí de chlána eile an náisiún a chaimhní go chothrom gan beannaí ar na difriachta ar cothaí rialtas cóíocht go cuaireamach iad agus a dheall. Go dtí go dtiocfaí an uair, de neart an náran rialtas náisiúnta bon a bhanú, a déanaí ionachtaíocht do muintir eile na hÉireann, agus a tógfar a bótaí a cuid fearr agus a bhain eile, déanfaí an rialtas sealagach a bunátear leis seo, gnóthaí sibhialta agus milíta na poblachta a riar ar aontaobhnas th ceann na muintíre. Cuireann cúis poblach na hÉireann faoi cumarcha dhí mór ile cuachta a dhéanfaimid a bannach ar nearm agus a gcuimid ar le mí dánach ná le mí dhearach. Ar uair seo na cinúcha ní fálar go náisiún na hÉireann a crothú lena bhisneach agus lena rialbhis agus le hell a chlána iad féin. A íbert mar watha leis an gceiteann gur fiú é an gáin róúsal gur gartar é. Orna síneú th ceann an rialtas sealagach. Tomás S. O'Cleary, Sean Mac Diarmada, Pádraig Mac Píras, Seamus O'Conneilla, Tomás Mac Donacha, Eamon Cant agus Seosamh Plunkett. Bear bula.
Thank you, Nisha. We will now continue with the laying of the wreath ceremony. So, on behalf of all the deceased members of Clan Nagiel, John McGinley will lay a wreath. On behalf of the deceased members of Irish Northern Aid, Rory Feeney will lay a wreath. For all members of Uglan Iron over the years who have died for the just cause of Irish freedom, a member of the Colour Party will lay a wreath on behalf of Uglan Iron. in the memory of Kathleen McGinley. Ashley McGinley will be raised. And since we're last year, a member of Clan Gael passed away. He was a staunch member of Clan Gael and a Republican. He's actually buried right next to me here. He was buried there a few months ago. Maurice Boyle from County Donegal passed away, and as I said, he's just buried a long time ago. He bought the plot right next to this Fenian plot here. So Maurice just lies to my left hand side, and John McGinley will lead a wreath in memory of Maurice Boyle. At this time, I'd like to observe a moment's silence for all those who gave their life for Irish freedom. Thank you. Our first of our speakers today is a historian, and is a professor of law and Irish history. To give us a little bit of a update or history lecture, I'd like to introduce Professor John McGrath, a professor of law and Irish history. John.
Thank you, Danny. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Easter. It's an honor to be invited to speak on the 100th anniversary of the Easter Rising for Irish freedom in front of the Fenian Celtic cross at Calvary Cemetery, sponsored by Clan Gael and Irish Northern Aid. Permit me, if you will, for a moment to be theologic as we reflect on the Irish struggle for freedom and national self-determination. We are standing on hallowed ground today. This is consecrated ground. And all around us are thousands of Irish and Irish Americans who were buried in the city of New York. Just look around you at these massive headstones and these monuments, all as lasting tributes to their memory by their loved ones. And the greatest monument of all, in all of Calvary Cemetery, is the one right behind me, this monument, which was dedicated in 1907, erected to the memory of the men of 1865 to 1867 by the Irish Republican Brotherhood Association. To a lot of people who work here, it's the centerpiece of Calvary Cemetery. But I also have a very personal reason for being here today and speaking. I first stood right here as a young boy holding my father's hand. My father, John McGrath Sr., worked at Calvary Cemetery. He started as a gravedigger, and as he would say, he worked his way up. And before he died as a young man at 49, he was in charge of the largest Catholic cemetery in the world. So it's kind of a sentimental moment for me as well. He had a great passion and love for Ireland, and he would always tell everybody that he'd be the last man to ever let you down. A central theme that pervades a large part of Irish history is the struggle for freedom against foreign domination and occupation. There is no single greater issue that consumes Irish consciousness greater than that against the colonial struggle against England for freedom. The desire to be free, the desire to have revolutionary flow from one generation to the next, is a sacred trust. The Easter Rebellion of 1916 captured the spirit of Irish freedom in the formation of nationhood. It was this rebellion that was the causative spark which initiated the Irish War of Independence between 1919 and 1921, where 26 of the 32 counties got a form at that point of quasi-freedom, but not true freedom at that time. Its core philosophy remains fundamental for the goal of complete national self-determination. As you just heard, and I won't spend time repeating it, the proclamation calls upon its Irishmen and Irish women, and talks about the right to national self-determination. The Irish Republican Brotherhood, the Irish Volunteers, and the Irish Citizens Army all came together as Pearse read that out on the post office steps. Clan na Gael is historically the American counterpart of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, founded by James Stephens in 1858 in Ireland. The clan leadership at that time included John O'Mahony, John Devoy, Judge Daniel Callahan, and of course, Joseph McGarity. In more recent years, the clan leadership included Mike McGinley and the person who just announced me, Danny Brown. And there's another man that was a part of Clan na Gael for many years, and his son is here today, and that's Vincent Conlon, a true Irish patriot, someone many of us know, loved, and totally respected. Irish Northern Aid, believe it or not, was also founded by many Clan na Gael leaders. And perhaps in my mind, the most dominant of them all at the time was that great Irish patriot, Michael Flannery. And today, we have Paddy Dolan representing Irish Northern Aid. The members of Irish Northern Aid and the members of Clan na Gael stand here in testament to the proclamation. There's a poem, actually when Pearse stood before the graveside of Jeremiah O'Donovan Rossa, who they brought back from the United States, he gave a statement that's central to the Republican movement. And it says something like this: life springs from death, and from the graves of patriot men and women come living nations. The defenders of this realm have worked well, in secret and in the open. They think they have pacified Ireland. They think that they have purchased half of us and intimidated the other half. They think that they've foreseen everything, provided against everything. But the fools, the fools, the fools, they have left us our patriot dead. And while Ireland holds these graves, Ireland, unfree, shall never be at peace. And part of the incipiation of that came from another poem by Pearse called The Rebel, and I'll give a quick excerpt of a part of it. I come of the seed of the people that sorrow, that have no treasure laid up but hope, on memory of an ancient glory. My mother bore me in bondage my mother was born. I am of the blood of serfs. The men and women with whom I have eaten have all been under the lash of British masters, and although gentle, have served Charles. But now I speak, being full of vision, and I say to my people, and I say to my people's masters in the name of my people, I say to my people that we are holy, that we are august despite our present chains. And I say to my people's masters, beware. Beware of the thing that is coming. Beware of the risen people who would take what ye British would not give. Did you think that your law was stronger than our blood, life, and men's desires to be free? We shall try it out with you. O ye that have harried and held, O ye that have bullied and bribed, thou art nothing but tyrants, hypocrites, and liars. For if our deed has been insufficient to win Irish freedom, then our children will win it by a better deed. So Pearse, as the commander-in-chief of the Irish Republican forces, went forth, and they went forth not only with the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Republican Brotherhood and the Irish Citizens Army, but also coming to Ban and the Fianna. There were approximately 485 people killed that day. 54% were civilians, 30% were members of the British military or the police, and 16% were members or rebels, volunteers. And the civilian casualties were mostly caused by the British using heavy incendiary devices and heavy artillery. Today we celebrate that action. Their dreams still live in that proclamation. That proclamation was alive back in 1981 when 10 young men died on hunger strike. And today we celebrate the 35th anniversary also of the Great Hunger Strike. And the conflict that we had when the Irish Republican Army, other than Heron, was involved from 1969 through 1998, and the peace agreement, we're all hoping that we can find a constitutional and peaceful way forward. Because when all peaceful and constitutional avenues failed to secure national self-determination and due process of law and fundamental fairness, there was no other way forward. So today we come in peace to work for a political solution. And we're reminded by the men that stand in front of us and the women that stand in front of us and the volunteers of 1916 that we come from a rich tradition. a tradition of freedom-loving people who love their faith and love their people.